Holly and welcome back to H&R Fam. Today's video is going to be my first trimester must-haves. Everybody's first trimester is different when they're pregnant. Right now I am currently 22 weeks and 1 day or something like that. So I'm definitely out of that first trimester, and I did have some must-haves that I constantly used every single day. Some things are, some things people use and some people don't have to use anything at all. So I'm just going to get into it. I do have a couple things to show you. Some things I don't have to show you just because I don't really keep them in my house anymore, or I just don't feel like going and trying to get them out of wherever they may be at this point. And yeah, so let's just get started. So the number one thing on my list is probably the thing that I used the most during my first trimester is a water bottle. And out of all of the first trimester must-have videos that I've seen, everybody says a water bottle, and I like this big one. It is Contigo or something like that. I just got it from Walmart. It has the button that you just press up on. Usually I filled this with water and ice, and I kept it all day, and then once it was empty, I filled it again. So this is definitely my number one must-have. This was always filled, and it was always handy to take with me because it just has a bag clip, so I could just take it on with me wherever I had to go. If I had to go downtown or something, I could just take it with me, and it was always right there for me. The next thing on my list may seem like a given, like most women probably go on this or have this or use this in their first trimester and throughout their whole pregnancy, or if you're trying to conceive, you've probably used this as well. But this is the brand that my OB has recommended for me, and that is prenatal vitamins. So I just use the Materna brand of prenatal vitamins. It's good for, of course, trying to conceive because it does have the folic acid, during pregnancy and after pregnancy for breastfeeding. They don't have, like, they're fairly big. I don't like huge pills, but these are fairly big. They're about, just this big. You take one a day. I don't really notice a difference, but this is definitely a number one must-have, just so then it could help with lowering your risk for defects, birth defects and stuff like that, even though sometimes those things happen and there's nothing wrong with it because, your kid will be your kid and it doesn't really matter. The next thing is, well, the next two things are something to go along with morning sickness. The first thing is I was put on medication for my morning sickness because I was so sick, but to me that wasn't a must-have because I tried very hard to not take that pill or use the medication just because I didn't feel comfortable with it, even though I was told it was safe. I just tried to really go without. So these two or three things really helped me. The first thing is having ginger ale or Sprite or something like that to hold down the nausea or help with the upset stomach feeling. But I didn't like to drink a whole lot of that just because I've kind of cut out all carbonated drinks during my pregnancy. But when I really felt like I needed it, I definitely went towards ginger ale or Sprite. I prefer Sprite over anything. So those definitely did help. The other thing that I did use to kind of ease it is because usually when you get hungry, that's when you start to feel nauseous. Even though it wouldn't matter if I ate, I would eat and then I would throw it up because, like I said, I had really bad morning sickness. Is my doctor recommended having like little bags of snacks around, or like peanuts or something like that. So my thing was I had a big huge container of mixed nuts, so peanuts, cashews, almonds, that kind of thing. And when I was starting to feel sick or something, if I really didn't feel like having a full meal, so like sitting and eating like a bowl of cereal or, cooking myself something nutritious and healthy at that time because I was so sick, I would just grab a handful of mixed nuts and eat that, and it seemed to kind of ease it a little bit. It eased the hunger as well as, something healthier choice for myself. So that is something that I did use, and I would put some in little tiny baggies and keep them in my purse, or I'd take them with me in my vehicle if we were going out for the day, just so that when I did feel that urge of hunger but I wasn't turned on by food or didn't want any food, I'd at least have something that I could eat or go to keep my nutrition up and my energy up. The next two things kind of go along with the morning sickness. Now, these may seem weird, but because I was constantly throwing up, it didn't matter how much I felt like I brushed my teeth or used mouthwash or whatever. I still felt like I could taste it, and it's just something that never went away. Plus, I got that symptom of having like a metal mouth, tasting like copper or iron. And another thing, it really helped kind of ease my upset stomach as well, because peppermint is really good. And I just got, you know, XL or any kind of peppermint mint, not too strong of mint, just because I'm not a huge fan of that, or I get like a piece of mint chocolate or something like that, just to kind of ease your stomach, because mint really does help, and it's always helped like around my monthly time and that kind of thing. Mint has always been helpful, so definitely mint. And then of course it would take away that nasty taste for a little bit, and then it would kind of almost relax my stomach a bit for the peppermint sense of it. So definitely this. The next thing is definitely really strange, and I don't think I've ever seen any girl or woman say that this would be their first trimester must-haves, and this is a must-have always. It doesn't matter if I was pregnant or not, but this is one that I use because when you're constantly throwing up, you're constantly brushing your teeth, you're constantly wiping your mouth, and you get dry lips, and that is chapstick. I don't care in the colder months, the warmer months, I'm always using chapstick, whether I was pregnant or not. But definitely when I was throwing up all the time, I felt like I was constantly applying chapstick. And so I just use this Blistex one. It works wonderful. It's just the peppermint one. It has an SPF 15, so it works perfect. And it was something that I literally could not leave the house without, just because I felt like my lips were always cracked and dry and from throwing up, because of course you're having that stomach acid come up as well, and it would just drive me absolutely crazy. The next thing on my list is something that may or may not be, you know, helpful for some. It depends on, you know, your tolerance and stuff like that. But that is, I always made sure I had apple juice as well, just for something different besides just water, because then I'd always feel the urge to want to drink a carbonated drink. And like I said, I really tried to cut carbonated drinks out of my diet for all cause, and that was one thing that I always made sure I had. It was always apple juice. Orange juice wasn't a big huge thing, but definitely apple juice was one, as well as fruit in the fridge, something quick and easy to grab, quick and easy meals, but healthy meals, like I said, as well as the mixed nut scenario. It was just easy, quick meals that I didn't have to really prepare myself for, or prepare and cook, and then all the different smells and everything, because I just really had a super rough first trimester. The last thing that I'm going to share with you guys on this list is probably one that maybe some women use, some women don't, I'm not really sure, is like a stomach or a body butter or whichever. It's to help with stretch marks, and I will say I used this brand that I'm going to show you. I used it on my chest because my chest got really itchy, and they still get itchy to this day, and I think this is something that I'm going to have to continue to deal with throughout my rest of my pregnancy. But this is something I'm still using today, and it is just like a stomach cream, but again, I use it on my thighs, I use it on my sides, and I use it on my stomach as well as my chest, just to kind of ease that itchiness because your skin is stretching. And I just use this Palmer's Cocoa Butter Formula. It's massage cream for stretch marks, but again, it helps reduce the appearance of stretch marks. But I find that it more, just because I don't have a lot of stretch marks, well, I have ones from when I lost a lot of weight. That's the only time I got stretch marks, but this is just the kind that I use. I get it at Babies R Us, or I'm sure you can probably get it at any store you want, a drugstore, or any cocoa butter formula, or some women use bio oil, but this is definitely, you know, the more budget way and the more affordable way. And it also stops the itchiness. I find it really helps stop the crazy itchiness that I just cannot handle. I'm one that if there's an itch, I'm going to scratch it till my skin literally bleeds, because I just can't stand it. So this has definitely been a lifesaver. This is like my second tube, I do believe. It recommends to put it on twice daily, but my main time of putting it on is just before bed, I find, and if I'm feeling the itchiness, then I will put it on just to kind of soothe it, as well as the most time that I actually rub it all over, so like even onto part of my butt, is after a shower or a bath, just because I feel like putting lotion on after a shower or bath feels so nice, and everything like that is absolutely perfect, and I absolutely love this stuff. It doesn't have a strong smell. Again, it just smells like regular cocoa butter, and it does last a long time. Again, like it says, twice a day, but I don't feel the need to use it twice a day. I use it usually once a day, and that does just it. And it depends on how much you're putting on. And again, like I said, I lather it on myself because I can't stand being itchy no matter where it is. This stuff, I almost feel like if I get an itch behind my ear, I just feel like taking this and just like putting it behind my ear and rubbing it in, because that's one thing that I cannot stand is itchy skin, and I've dealt with it all my life because I have such sensitive skin. So that is definitely it for my first trimester must-haves. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!